We're here at Penn State at the Student Union where many different people come and congregate to either do their work, have lunch, a place to study, a place to sleep, some stores, some shopping, get their books, anything. And everyone on campus has access to this location, and we figured it would be a great place to film and ask people about the country of Bhutan because there's so many different people that we could encounter and people with different views, different races, different religions, different backgrounds.
Hi, Professor Lavsky. We're here at the hub right now trying to see if anyone else here knows about our country, Bhutan. We've been working on this for about 2.5 months, and we wanted to see if anyone else here had any knowledge on the topic.
And since Penn State is such a multicultural school and Bhutan is in a distant country, we want to see if people have any idea where it is, what the culture consists of, the types of media that Bhutan has, etc.
We're going to try to have fun with this, make it as hard as possible for these people, to see if they have any idea of what we're talking about at all.
You know how to pronounce this word?
Bhutan?
Yeah, do you know what it is?
Bhutan. Never heard of it.
Do you think it's a food? Do you think it's a place? Do you think it's an animal?
I think it's a chemical element.
A chemical element?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Bhutan or something.
Okay. Hey, how to pronounce this word?
Bhutan?
Do you know what it is?
I don't know what it is.
Can you make a guess? What do you think it is?
Sounds like some type of food.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I do.
What is it?
Bhutan, it's a country.
Do you know anything about it?
Is the capital Thimphu?
Yeah!
And do you know? Do you know?
Do you know what this country is? Okay, it's called Bhutan, and it's actually located in between India and China. But do you have any idea what one of the major things they emphasize on?
Textiles?
Hi guys, so I was wondering if you know what Bhutan is?
What?
If you know what Bhutan is?
Bhutan.
Bhutan. B-H-U-T-A-N. Okay. Do you know what Bhutan is?
I do not.
Okay, well, Bhutan is a country located in between China and India in the Himalayan region, and well, I guess we don't know what country. Do you know what language they speak?
I don't.
Take a guess.
Take a guess. Mandarin?
Mandarin is incorrect, but that's okay.
They speak.
Hi, so do you know what Bhutan is? No. Alright, it's a country that's located in between Asia and India. And do you know any idea what any of the existing philosophies would be? Do you have any idea about that region? No. Right. Well, one of Bhutan's main philosophies is happiness in society, and they do this by indexing gross national happiness. And this focuses on making citizens happy and focusing on making non-happy citizens happy. And the main way of doing this is through the media and making sure that everyone is the highest and best.
Ever heard of this country? It's called Bhutan. I have. You have?
Do you know anything about it?
No.
Okay. So we're going to ask you a few questions on the United States and France for our media systems class. So, what are the main languages spoken in the United States and France?
The United States is probably English and then Spanish. France is French and then probably English.
Okay. Most the United States, obviously, main language is English, and the secondary languages are Chinese, Spanish, and Arabic. And in France, it's obviously French and German and Gaelic are also the secondary languages. What countries border France? Very knowledgeable. Okay, as in,
What kind of government does the USA have? What kind of government does France have?
The United States is a constitutional republic. France is a parliamentary democracy. I'm not exactly sure specifically what they are.
Okay, and do you know how it all displays the media rules in both countries? I guess like government control, regulation. You don't have to go into specifics, but being that like, the United States is a democracy, does that have an effect? media in like France?
As in censorship?
I mean, there's a decent amount of censorship. Obviously, things like the FCC, but I think overall the rules are pretty lax, especially when you compare them to countries that are far less democratic.
Yeah, and would you say that like United States culture is portrayed in like a lot of other countries in your media?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Especially in the European.
And what about France? Do you think like they have a lot of westernized culture in their media, or they preserve their media?
I don't know about. I would say they definitely have a lot, but I wouldn't say that they don't preserve it. As in, they don't have a very clear distinction between Western and
What is globalization?
Globalization is global.
Globalization is how like businesses and everything else is expanding outwards, like towards the whole globe.
Okay, and how is globalization portrayed in the media?
As being around the globe. I don't know, the whole world. Final answer.
Anybody?
Getting media from parts of the world that
Yeah, I guess the
otherwise
way
wouldn't be
you can
accessible.
think of it is the media no longer focuses on just the United States. Now we get news from around the world. When big things happen in other countries, like when the Arab Spring happened, we all knew about that. So.
Thank you so much. When we first came into our media studies class, we had no idea what Bhutan was. Then, we all came together and learned a lot of information about Bhutan and their media systems, their accessibility to media, their regulation of media, and now we are well educated in Bhutan.
We talked to a lot of people over the past half hour, and they didn't seem to know what Bhutan is or where it is, so we're going to tell you right now. Their government calls themselves a democratic monarchy, but they still try to control their media by giving incentives to advertisers and manipulating newspapers. So they portray the government in a certain light that makes them look good. And their media has, well, two main languages. Their main language is Dzongkha, sorry if I butchered that, and then their secondary language is English, and they also have a few local languages that they use over radio and TV. Their most popular form of media is still radio, although TV and internet are growing at a really fast rate. They just got fiber optics last year, and they have a huge presence on the internet compared to what they used to have. For movies and entertainment, they import a lot of Hindi and English films, unlike, let's say, France, who imports stuff and just puts French voices over it to preserve their own culture. They are kind of a victim of globalization, and we're going to talk about globalization with a few more folks right now.
All right, thank you, Richie Rich.
Okay, so in terms of globalization in the media, since Bhutan has been increasing their media domestic imports and exports throughout the years, between television, radio, internet, etc., globalization is definitely increasing. But although this is good for Bhutan to be being immersed into different types of cultures, Westernization culture is making a very large dominance within the country. Children in particular are being impacted by these types of media, whether it's advertising commercials of how to wear, how to act, music that they listen to, etc. This can be looked at as a good thing that Bhutan is making a more global impact, I guess, in society, but on the other hand, their culture can be diminished throughout the years.
Citizens in Bhutan are now able to express themselves online, are allowed to talk about things that used to not be spoken about. So on the news, you're not just seeing stuff about political issues or the government, you're seeing more stuff about social issues, which is also influencing and increasing more media interest.
Also, it was really interesting working together as a team. The four of us, we have all come from different backgrounds, we've studied abroad in different places, and we have knowledge of different cultures in addition to our own culture within the United States. So putting all of our perceptions on the world together, along with the information that we learned while researching Bhutan, opened our eyes to the different culture through the media lens that Bhutan has compared to other countries, and we hope that you learned a little bit as well as we did throughout the semester.